Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into this completely fascinating intersection of psychology and mysticism. We'll be exploring exactly how your core numbers act like a mirror, reflecting your hidden personality conflicts and those sneaky potential shadow traits. So let's just jump right in. Why do we repeat the same negative patterns or hide parts of ourselves? Honestly, it's a question we all face when we feel totally stuck. You know the feeling, right? Reacting the exact same way to a conflict at work or dealing with those same irrational anxieties popping up in your relationships. Well, when we feel trapped in these endless loops, the answer actually usually lies in the parts of our own minds that we simply refuse to look at. So, to get to the bottom of this, here's our roadmap. 1. What is the shadow? 2. Numerology and the unconscious. 3. Finding your core number. 4. Decoding shadow traits. And 5. Integrating your shadow. We'll start with the psychology, then calculate your unique numbers, and figure out how to heal. Section 1. What is the shadow? To begin our journey here, we really first need to understand the psychological framework developed by Carl Jung. The shadow is defined as the hidden, repressed, or unconscious aspects of the self that a person denies or suppresses. Basically, Jung believed our psyche has layers, and this shadow consists of all the traits, emotions, and desires that we just push aside. Now, why do we hide them? Usually, it boils down to fear, shame, or societal conditioning from when we were kids. Like, if you were told growing up that anger was a bad thing, you likely suppressed your aggression. Or, if you were heavily praised for being quiet, you packed away your loud, boisterous side. And this perfectly illustrates the tension that every single one of us carries, the conflict between the persona and the shadow. The persona is that social mask we construct to safely navigate the external world. It's who you perform as. On the flip side, the shadow is the denied, suppressed reality hidden from the world. But here is the catch, and this is super important. Just because you hide it doesn't mean it magically disappears. No way. It subtly influences your thoughts and behaviors every single day. Moving right along to Section 2, Numerology and the Unconscious. Let's see how numerology actually connects to these deeply buried psychological concepts. To answer that, let's look at this brilliant quote from numerologist Tom Eckert. He says, "To shoot an arrow, you must create tension in the opposite direction by pulling the bow." I love this because it's absolutely crucial for our understanding. It shows us that for every great potential you possess, there's an equally strong shadow pulling in the exact opposite direction. So you're probably wondering, how do we actually find out what our specific shadow is? Well, your numerology chart holds the blueprint to both your highest potential and your deepest, most challenging blockages. By unpacking your birth codes, you basically hand yourself a map of your personal shadow. It literally takes all the guesswork out of figuring out what you need to work on. It's a real game changer. Section 3. Find your core number. Okay, time to get practical and actually calculate your personal mirror, your life path number. Grab a pen and follow along with these steps. And don't worry, it's not advanced calculus. Step 1, reduce your birth month to a single digit. Step 2, reduce your birthday. Step 3, add your birth year digits together and reduce. And step 4, add all 3 together and reduce to 1 digit. So, for example, if you were born in October, the 10th month, 1 plus 0 is 1. Born on the 6th, that stays a 6. Born in 1994, 1 plus 9 plus 4 is 23, and 2 plus 3 is 5. Finally, add those 3 single digits together and reduce the whole shebang down to one final number. Now hold on, there is one very important caveat here. Regular numbers always reduce to a single digit, but the only exception to our math rule is if you hit an 11, 22, or 33. If you land on one of those, leave it exactly as it is. Do not reduce them. In numerology, these are known as master numbers, and they carry a completely different, highly charged vibration. Section 4, Decoding Shadow Traits. All right, now that you've got your core number, let's explore the hidden conflicts specific to a few key life paths to see what your shadow actually looks like in action. Let's start with life path 1, the independent leader. Their core desire is self-sufficiency, but look at how the shadow splits here. For number 1s, the shadow swings wildly between 2 extremes of insecurity. There's the aggressive shadow, where they burn too hot by bullying, dominating, and imposing their will. And then there's the passive shadow, where they burn out completely by becoming a total doormat and deferring to everyone else. But both of these extremes share the exact same wound, a deep insecurity about their own worth. Next up, Life Path 4, the Steady Builder. Their core desire is all about stability and structure. So the crucial point for number 4 is paying attention to those shadow extremes. Are they falling into the rigid shadow, obsessive control and dogmatism, practically imprisoning themselves with rules? Or are they in the lazy shadow, avoiding work and resenting the very structure they actually need to feel safe? Think of it like this. A rigid building shatters in an earthquake, but a flexible one bends. Now, if you're a Life Path 6, the devoted nurturer, your core desire revolves around responsibility and love. But your shadow? It can get tricky. You might fall into the martyr shadow, where you overgive until you're literally enslaved to resentment. Or actually, the exact opposite could happen, the aloof shadow. This is where you suddenly shut down, withdraw completely, and turn ice cold just to protect yourself from being drained. And for those rare master number 11s, the illuminators. Your core desire is perceiving and sharing deep truths. The shadow rears its head in a manipulative form when you use your incredible, almost psychic intuition to strategically control situations. Alternatively, you might fall into the anxious shadow. That's when you suppress your vision, pushing down the profound truths you see, which just bottles up your energy and causes some really severe nervous tension and anxiety. Section 5. Integrating your shadow. Identifying these extreme poles is really just the diagnostic phase, right? Now, let's discuss how you actually go about healing them. So here is a hard truth. You cannot eliminate your shadow, but you absolutely can integrate it using some solid shadow integration tools. You could try journaling about your emotional triggers to figure out what sets you off. You could practice role reversal to shift your perspective in a conflict, or you can use self-compassion meditation and even try dialoguing directly with those shadow thoughts. It's really about sitting with those uncomfortable traits without all that harsh self-judgment. Another incredibly powerful tool is psychology theorist Ken Wilber's 3-2-1 process. It brilliantly structures clinical integration into 3 simple steps. Step 1, face it. You describe the shadow as an external third person, like, wow, they are so controlling. Step 2, talk to it. Speak directly to it as a second person, asking something like, why do you act this way? And finally, step 3, be it. Own it as a first-person part of yourself, admitting, okay, yeah, I can be controlling at times. Ultimately, shadow work is a lifelong journey of radical self-acceptance, transforming unconscious patterns into opportunities for wholeness. Remember, the goal of this explainer isn't to fix you. You aren't broken. The goal is to help you accept yourself as a whole, wonderfully complex being, shadow and all. Once we bring these suppressed traits into the light of our conscious minds, they just stop controlling us from the dark. So, what is your shadow trying to teach you today? As we wrap up, I want to leave you with that thought. The next time you find yourself reacting out of character or caught in a negative loop based on your core conflicts, don't just run away from it. Instead of hiding from your darkest reflections, ask yourself what powerful lesson they are just waiting to reveal.
I don't support generic spiritual tools online. But after years analyzing this space for the Law of Attraction Manifestation and Angel Numbers channel, I focus only on concepts that feel thoughtful instead of hype-driven. If you've ever wanted a highly intellectual perspective on your numbers, life path, and recurring themes, let's look at the math. Head over to my profile page or the description to launch your free personalized experience today. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and follow for more angel number insights, spiritual mindset upgrades, and manifestation wisdom. Thanks for supporting and watching. Have a great day.